Food prices and how we would be driving up food prices if we continue ethanol production. I have several responses. The first one is that of better technology. When you're forced to produce something en masse, you have to make more efficient means to do so. You have to increase how much you're actually producing so you make better ways to do it. And John Urbanchuk, who teaches agricultural price analysis and industrial policy at St. Joseph's University, said in 2007 that the days of cheap corn are more likely than not over. The good news is that prices may be more stable as corn production expands to meet ethanol requirements and new ethanol feedstocks and new technologies emerge. As ethanol production expands, so will production of distillers' grains, and thus putting downward pressure on on prices. So what this evidence is talking about is when you expand your technologies, as ethanol forces us to do, you have to actually drive down the costs of the corn. The second point we have here is some versus all. Basically, the affirmative team talks about corn prices driving up, which is where they impact the food prices, but corn prices only affect part of the economy. What we're going to look at is transportation costs actually affect the whole economy. When you drive up transportation costs, you drive up costs everywhere. Meyer Kutz, who's the president of the Meyer Kutz Associates, which is a publishing and information services firm, they said in 2008 that according to Consumer Federation of America, consumers who purchase gasoline with 10% ethanol could be saving as much as 8 cents per gallon compared to straight gasoline. So what it says here is you actually drive down the transportation costs with gasoline. And why is this important? John Urbanchuk said this well when he said that while it is tempting to blame the entire increase in food price inflation over the past 8 months on higher corn prices, most of the increase in food prices were the results of foods not impacted by corn, such as fish, fruits, and vegetables. Rising energy prices had a more significant impact on food prices than did corn. Rising energy prices, like what we would have without ethanol, increases the amount of food prices, which hurts the economy, which I would have talked about in the next 2 minutes of my argument.